The Grey Man Podcast is a veteran-run platform dedicated to sharing authentic experiences from current and former service members. These stories are shared to foster connection, understanding and support within the veteran community. Episodes may contain raw, emotionally charged content that some listeners may find distressing. Listener discretion is advised. The views and opinions expressed by guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of the Grey Man Podcast, its host or affiliated partners. The Grey Man Podcast assumes no liability for any statements, opinions or representations made by guests during interviews or discussions.
Hope I make it home alive. Oh, hey, Dad, remember that young boy you once taught how to fight? He's scared of death.
G'day, thanks for joining us here for another episode of the Grey Man Podcast. I'm your host, Harley Fox. Today on the show, I'm joined again by my friend Ash Semmens. Ash was a clearance diver in the Navy. His episode previously is episode 28. Head over back to that one and give it a listen. It was a great episode. We had a chat about all things life and service, so you can hear his full story there. Today's episode is a little bit different. We're chatting about what he's been doing since. So one of those things was swimming the English Channel, finning the English Channel actually, to raise money for the Clearance Diver Trust, which was an amazing feat. And what he's doing now, which is creating a documentary on his life to give back, to share the stories and to help people feel less alone. Very emotionally charged episode. Ash is a good man and you can see everything he's doing right now is very important to him. So get behind him, support his page, follow him along. I'll put the links in the bio and in this video. And I hope you guys enjoy the show. Thanks for being here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to help the channel grow. Appreciate you guys. This podcast is brought to you by BAC, Baldwin Advocacy and Claims. The Grey Man Podcast is proud to partner with Kai and his team. More about that during the show. Ash, welcome back, mate.
Thanks, mate. Good to be here. Good return to the mics.
Return to the new studio.
Yes.
The upgraded.
It's looking the goods, mate. You've done a good job.
Thanks, mate. What episode were you last on? I was actually watching a bit of it yesterday to remember what we talked about.
Yeah, good question. I'm not good at tracking that.
Went through your whole life story. So if anyone wants to watch Ash's full story, episode 28, back in the old house, old studio.
Yeah, I mean, and we'll try and stay away from most of those stories, I think. I mean, they've been told largely to death a lot of the times. So,
yeah, there was one thing that popped up on my feed right after you left that I messaged you and go, how the fuck did we not talk about this? It was you swimming the English Channel.
Yeah, mate.
Not long before the podcast.
Yeah, it's funny that we literally probably only a couple of months before I came on and we just never got around to it because we were talking about all the other weird and wonderful shit that went on in my life.
Yeah.
And I was actually thinking about that on the drive here, that all of those stories, getting blown up and snipers and war and Navy and all those things, it almost seems like that chapter is sort of closed for me now. And that English Channel swim was, I guess, the first page of the new chapter.
Yeah, right.
So it's been a really interesting realization for me that was over 12 months ago now. And I've sort of sat with that for that period of time and gone, who's this new person in this new chapter? It's been a really interesting realization.
Yeah, like a rebirth of sorts.
Very much so. Like the military Ash he's still here and he'll always be here, but he's had that page turned and he's moved on from living in that life because you can live that life forever, right?
Yeah.
But it's time for me to move on from that.
Yeah. It's always being proud of your past, but creating a new identity.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm hugely proud of that. And I am the person I am now because of that. But that no longer has any control or influence over me, I think.
Yeah. Cool, man. So tell us about that experience. How did it sort of come about?
It was, I mean, intentionally, but never really thought through. It was the starting of that journey, i.e. I'd left the military, I was medically discharged, and I was really struggling because I kind of had nothing. I had no purpose. I'd lost my identity. I've talked about that a bit, but I didn't know where I was going and I had no trajectory. I was really, really lost. And I had a friend suggest to me, well, why don't you swim the English Channel? I was like, that's a fucking shit idea.
That's a random suggestion.
Like, honestly, why would I do that? And how does that fix these problems that I was having?
Why the English Channel?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think they realised my issue with sharks. Pretty safe over there because the water's too bloody cold for sharks. So it's probably too cold for people, but they still get in. Yeah, so there was really a very low risk of shark. There's fuck all sharks over there, although it occupied my mind from the first second I got in till I got out. Like it just
100%.
haunted me.
I've seen videos and fucking that's all I could think about as well.
Mate, and having my experiences with Paul and picking up his bits and pieces after he got chopped when he had his arm and leg bitten off, like all those things just continuously played in my mind through that swim. And there was a funny story. We'll get to that when we talk about the actual swim. But for the background, once it got suggested to me, it sort of just scratched away in the back of my mind for a while. And like I said, I'm like, that's not going to do anything until I was like, well, maybe I can do it as a fundraiser and a bit of an awareness campaign. Excuse me. And from there, it sort of grew and the idea grew in my mind. And I was volunteering as a clearance diver liaison for the trust as my little way to try and give back and be there for the boys and girls to come to me if they needed that support, be that conduit. From there, I was like, well, all right, let's put your money where your mouth is as such and book the swim. One day I just booked it. And from that point forward, I was like, well, I've said that I will, so therefore I must.
You say booked it. It's like a thing that, like you booked it as in you book tickets to go over there and do it, or it's like an actual event that you can do?
Yeah, somewhere in between. So you have to book a pilot vessel basically. So you can't just rock up on the beach in Dover and go, all right, I'm jumping in and having a swim. You have to book a vessel that will therefore take you over. And these guys, Andy was my pilot on the Louise Jane 2. Shout out to Andy. He was epic. Very, very experienced because you got a dual tide in that waterway. So as you're leaving, it goes out to the right. And then as you get over to the French side, it goes over to the left because obviously French do everything different. So he set me off at a certain time and like we left at midnight, tides were good. I was the last person to leave out of 12 other boats. And sort of by the halfway point, we're starting to overtake just because of his knowledge on where he let me set off, the time he set off. It was very little to do with my athletic ability. It was more about how he managed my swim. So he was instrumental in the success of that swim.
It's like a little boat following you sort of thing.
Exactly, yeah.
Support vessel.
Yeah, that's right. I mean...
Just one dude or?
He had him and his son. So they pretty much managed the whole thing. At some points, he came up and he could see me starting to struggle. I had some pretty big mental demons during there. Physically, I was pretty fine. But in the head, I was really going downhill a few times. And he'd come up and he's like, mate, you good? And he could see straight through me. I'd be like, yeah. And he's like, don't give me bullshit. Like, I can see what's going on. I can see, because he was tracking my pace and everything. So he knew what was going on. It was either physical or it was mental. And I'd had pretty in-depth conversations in the lead up about my training and times and all those sort of things. So he knew where I was physically. So he'd come and sit there and he could sit on the edge of the boat and I was close enough that you could have a pretty decent conversation. He's like, mate, if you keep slowing down, you can't, I'll pull you out. And he had the final say. So
why?
Why
would he pull you
out? Basically due to his reputation. So it was his my safety was his responsibility. So if I was going downhill, it could have been hypothermia. It could have been a million different things.
Oh, okay.
So if I was to proper spud
not
in,
just because you're fucking too slow.
No, because I was too soft, basically. Yeah. So there's obviously concerns. The water's 11 degrees, so you get pretty bloody cold. And people have had all sorts of episodes, heart attacks and all that sort of stuff. So if he sees
dry suit,
I was in a wetsuit, which most people do it with nothing on, or Speedos. And being the English Channel, it's run by the English and they're fairly sort of, well, we know what the English are like. So they initially said, no, you're not doing it because I did it in a wetsuit. So when I say I swam, I finned it. So I lied on my back with fins in a wetsuit as a clearance diver would when they move around the water. So that was my sort of tribute back to the people that I used to work with. So a little bit different. So
most people swim freestyle.
As opposed to that, yeah, most people would do it. And they didn't want anything to do with me to start with because they're like, well, you're not doing it the traditional method, so we're just not going to support you. And I was fortunate enough to find Andy and he's like, mate, I don't care how you do it. Like, you pay your money to me and you turn up prepared and I'll take you. So again, shout out to him. He's a large reason why I got across that channel.
So what is the sort of history behind it? Why is it such a thing?
Because it's so hard. Like there's more people that have summited Mount Everest than they have swum the English Channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when I heard that stat, I was like, geez, that's like I'm kind of proud of that, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of rolling around in my head now to do Mount Everest. So that's due to that stat. And I'd love to be able to give you the tab data and the background on the first person that swam
you
it.
are at tab data.
Yeah, that's right. Useless, mate. Absolutely useless. I've got a cool photo with the statue of the first dude that did it, but couldn't tell you his name or when he did it.
How many people have done both? Oy.
Yeah, good question. I'd suggest I'll probably be the first. There might be a few others, don't know, but pretty unlikely. Like, not many swimmers become mountaineers.
True.
I'm also looking at the Yukon 1000 at the moment, which is a 1,000-mile kayak race down the Yukon River. So there's a few things bubbling away, but we'll get to that. So yeah, the swim was my way of giving back.
So you had conversations with the Clearance Diver Trust, or how did you how did you choose how you're going to do it and who you fundraise for and all that sort of stuff?
I mean, all of that was a no-brainer for me because I was already the liaison to the trust. I'd obviously been a clearance diver for 20 years. I'd lost the identity of being one of those people. So I was like, well, that will give me connection. Like, it was a very selfish undertaking to start with, right? Like, it gave me connection back to a community that I didn't feel I was part of anymore. Yeah. So I'll say selfish, but then the selfless part was that I was willing to risk myself doing the swim and go out and do the fundraising and asking for money, which I really struggle with asking anyone for help, let alone asking businesses or individuals for their money to support my undertaking. It's just not who I am. So I approached the trust and they were like, well, of course, like any ESO or trust or anything, charity, they run on fumes. So if someone's going to raise money, they'll support it. And we ended up raising just over 150 grand, which was, cool. Yeah, it was fucking cool. I didn't expect it. I thought 10 grand would be cool. Like, who am I? I'm no one special. Like, why would people want to donate to that? But they saw value in the cause and like the generosity was amazing. And I think we're at 154,000 by the end. So the community, the veteran community really got behind it and showed some great support. And that's where we got. I got to hand over a cool check at the end of the day and give high fives and then sort of disappear into the background, which is just where I like to operate.
So you went over there, did that, and then did the news and stuff pick it up? Or
yeah, there was a few good news articles. Chris Reason did a couple, which was cool. Got on the footy show and did one of the passing segments on the footy show with a few of the NRL players, which was good. Had a good time doing that. Took down Albo. He was pretty rubbish. And a few of the NRL players that were up there. So I think I was ranking third on there at some point. So all the divers out there would know that we play Friday morning touch footy. So that came in handy finally. I was pretty average on the touch footy field, but that passing game got me close to a win. And that was, I guess, kind of the birth, once I hit France, that was the start of this new journey. I got there and I was like, okay, that's done. I achieved it. I raised the money and I was like, it's not enough. Mm-hmm. Like, it's cool to give back to like my community, clearance diving community, but it's such a niche that really doesn't even rate on the radar of making an impact, right? Like, it will make an impact to those people and it will continue. But there's too many other people out there that need support, and it's not necessarily financial. It might be that it's inspiration, right? It might be that there is hope. And my story goes back to sitting on that cliff in Manly and considering suicide. So to go from there to then swimming the English Channel and raising a heap of money, I see that as a great turnaround. And maybe other people out there need to see that too. It's not just the clearance diving community. It's not just the veteran community. It's probably not even just the Australian community. It might be the worldwide community that go, fuck, life can get better. It doesn't. We don't have to get stuck in the darkness of depression and suicide and medication and all those ongoing problems that seem to happen once you get in that loop. So yeah, the finish was actually the start for me.
Yeah. It kind of, I guess there's the thing with doing an event like that. If it's one and done, then you sort of sink back into that hole, right? Of well, fuck, I've done that. What do I do now? Now I'm worthless again.
100%.
So you need to find that ongoing sort of trajectory where you can continue giving service.
Exactly. Like I have a few mantras that I sort of live by, and I don't necessarily go and talk about them hugely, but being of service is one of them. Like I grew up, was in the surf club since I was 7 till I joined the Navy. Joined the Navy and was of service. I now volunteer at a heap of different places. So being of service is something that I value, and I never really knew that until I put some thought into who I am. Once I lost that identity, I was like, well, who are you, mate? Like, what's important to you? Just because you don't wear that uniform doesn't mean that you can't be of service. And I think most of our veterans are like that.
Yeah.
And they might not realise it too. Like when I was a 19-year-old when I joined, I was like, cool, let's go see the world and blow things up and go diving. I was like, fucking sick. But as a 40-year-old, you're like, well, was it that or was it something else?
Yeah.
And it's probably a combination of both, right?
Yeah, for sure. What was the real underlying reason on top of just getting pissed with the boys?
Yeah, that's right. Like it's the best of every world, like a cool adventure and giving back to people or helping people that need it, right?
I think when you go to recruiting, it's not in the top of the mind that you're just going to be having fun and creating all these relationships and friendships and getting drunk in different fucking cities around the world. That's not the thing that makes you march through those doors. What makes you march through those doors is you want to wear the uniform. You want the pride of serving the country and giving back.
Yeah, I agree. And I look at that uniform now and it means so much more to me than what it did, particularly initially. Like as I grew through my career, I guess it grew on me as such in terms of I was really proud of wearing that and I was happy to put it on right up until the end. And due to a medical discharge, it got taken away from me. And I don't say that with a negative connotation. It's just, that's how it happened. I didn't get to choose it. It was taken from me. So I really struggled with that. And then, yeah, I guess holding pride in that uniform almost sounds a bit cheesy to say, but it's a genuine feeling.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're all sort of, I don't know, whether it's a tall poppy or just our sort of Aussie humility or whatever, saying that you know, the pride of service and all that sort of stuff. It's like, ew, fucking loser.
Yeah.
But it really is, yeah.
And you're right, tall poppy is definitely a thing. And I'm sure you've had some experience with it, and I definitely have, that it's designed to cut you down and stop you from achieving.
Yeah. Not like Americans that talk themselves up and praise each other. We're like the opposite.
Yeah, that's right. It's Australian culture, and it's one of those things. I think there is some good into it, but there's a whole lot of negative that's done with it too.
Yeah, you should be proud of what you've done and what you can do.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Yeah, and what you can do that's the bit. Like, I'm proud of what I've done, and like I look back fondly on that, but I'm like, what now? Like, what can I keep doing? Let's keep going. Like the sky's the limit for anyone, I think, if you have that approach.
Yeah, for sure.
You reminded me of something else that I sort of think about when you said walk into the recruiting office. And it's like at 19 for me, but for whatever age, whenever you join, you take an oath, right? You're like, to protect and serve Australia. And that for me still really rings true. And again, it sounds very cheesy, and I almost catch my words as they're coming out of my mouth. But I still really want to protect and serve. Like, I'm super passionate about like people. I care for people. And that's been my life's effort when I go back and sort of assess it all. And that's what I'm sort of proud to say will be going forward, caring for people and trying to make life better for humans.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, there is something special about giving back, and you know, they say and with gift giving and gift receiving, the thing that brings you the most joy is the giving, right?
Yeah.
It's not about receiving accolades and receiving things. It's about giving back and that feeling of joy of lighting up somebody's day or cheering somebody up.
100%. And I'll just put a caveat on that I fucking hate giving gifts, because there's a lot of anxiety around giving gifts. I hate giving shit gifts.
Yeah, shit gifts. Yeah. Buying gifts is the hardest thing in the world to do.
Oh, like my partner, I give her a gift and I sort of watch. I'm like, oh, is it a good one? Oh, no, it's not a good one. Very rarely do I get a win. Like, just, fuck it, I'll give you a voucher. You can buy what you want.
Yeah, I guess to that point, especially when you've been together for a while and she's got everything.
100%, you've kind of expended all ammunition. You're like, what now?
Yeah. Just get a hotel stay or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I guess sort of back to the English Channel a little bit. The guys that were on there, like I had Stampy, Army mate, went to Afghanistan with him, and Howie, Civvy mate. Really amazing support crew to have there. Like a couple of the boys that will just come and give me their really honest opinion. I talked about Andy coming up and saying, mate, you got to pull your finger out. He'd then go and Corey would come up and he's like, oi, fucking hurry up, mate. Like, what are you fucking around for? Get moving. So it's really interesting people's approach and really honest, like a digger coming up to their mate saying, oi, stop, just get it done. Whatever you got to do, move.
Stop fucking around.
Yeah, that's right. And he was one.
Those two are on the boat as well.
They were, yeah, which was cool. Just such a great experience to have with your mates.
How far is it?
Oh, good fucking tab data, mate.
That's one you should know.
36.7 Ks, I think it is, off the top of my head. That's straight line, but then when you include the tides and stuff, you're probably looking at 45 to 50-ish Ks. 11 hours, 54 minutes, I think it was.
Fuck, that's all right.
So it's a reasonable amount of time in the water, yeah.
Fucking leg pump.
Just finning along, yeah.
Where do you feel that? Hips?
Yeah, hips and the hip flexors, big time. I had that pretty big swimming career before I joined the Navy, so I was pretty comfortable in the water, and I always was through my career that finning just came naturally to me, so I was quite lucky in that regard. I mean, I still put in a shitload of work before the swim, and I couldn't really walk after the swim, but I was pretty comfortable throughout. I was fatigued and those sort of things, but there's no real niggle points. I mean, quite a bit of rub and blisters and that sort of shit, but you get that pack marching, you get that walking down the street. Like that's just part of the course.
Especially for big endurance events.
Yeah, that's right. Like I'm not going to sit here and whinge because you put the name on the line, then you deal with that stuff, right?
Yeah, I had a bit of a rash between my legs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's from something else, mate.
So you said there was a funny story from the swim.
Yeah, well, we talked about sharks and my issue with them. The boys on the boat were sort of just hanging out when I'd just get into my own head and just say, look, leave me alone for the next hour just so I can just move through this and get it done. And I could see them, like, again, they were very close, so I could see them moving around and carrying on and taking photos and doing whatever they were doing. And they all ran down to the back of the boat. I was like, fuck, there's something down there. I was looking at them and they were looking at me, and Corey's got this smirk on his face. And I was like, that motherfucker knows. I'm like, it's a fucking shark. And it wasn't. There was a seal boosting around and jumping and having a good time. But as soon as they said seal, in my head, I'm like, well, sharks eat seals. That's like great white bloody appetizer, and I'm the main course. Now, there's no great whites in the English Channel, but in my head there was. And from that moment in, that was probably, I guess, 7:30 in the morning. We'd been going for 6 hours or so. And I was starting to really get the shits. And like, because as you swim away from Dover or the UK, the sun comes over on the front side or just off from that, and it lights up the cliffs of Dover, which are quite famous. So it actually looks like you're never moving. Oh, so yeah. I just felt like I was sitting in one spot because as the light came up and the cliffs became more visible, they looked bigger, where you'd expect them to get smaller as you went away. So I was really getting the shits. I was like, am I even moving? They were giving me updates. Like, yeah, you're going well. I'm like, I'm fucking not, because I can see it. And now there's seals, which in my head is sharks. So I was really in some dark little places there, just trying to unpack all this, because your mind makes up the stories, right? So, yeah. But in the end, we got over to the French side, got stuck in that dual tide and literally got stuck in the same position and couldn't move because the tide was just pushing me down the coast and then it'd swirl around. So I was moving down the French side, but then looping back around and being stuck in one spot. And Andy comes out and he said, mate, if you don't pull your finger out, we're going to pull you in. He goes, this is the time that you've really got to put in. I looked at him and I was like, what the fuck do you think I've been doing for the last 11 hours? And he looked at me, and he's a fairly staunch dude, and he looked at me and he obviously just read my body language and my verbal cues, and he's like, okay. And he walked straight back into the wheelhouse. We didn't speak again until I got back to the boat, and I was like, I got out and I was like, sorry, mate, I didn't. And he goes, no, I get it. Like, it's not the first person to tell me to fuck off.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
I think I've told many support people to fuck off during endurance events.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like that's your point where you're deep into it and everything's hurting and your mind's hurting and and I was so close and I just couldn't break the back of that tide. And I mean, true to form, he's obviously done it a heap of times. He came over and told me that. I told him to beat it. And I found something else, dug a little bit deeper and beat that tide. And from there it was easy days, just cruised through the shallows, caught a couple of waves on the way in. It was actually a really nice way to finish.
Yeah, it would have felt amazing.
Yeah.
Off to grab a croissant from France.
Yeah, that's right. Whip over. I actually did go to France the next day. We got on a train, my son, my mother and I, and did a few days in France. So I did exactly that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So what was the sort of come down like?
Yeah, really good question, because the come down was probably 6 to 12 months long.
Yeah.
And a lot of people warned me out that once you achieve something, whether it's an endurance event or whatever it is, there's a really big void there because that's been your focus for so long.
All the training and preparation.
Yeah, that's right. Like I was
having a goal.
Exactly. And outreach and interactions with people and telling the stories and all of that stuff really filled up my cup and my days. And then after that, there was kind of nothing. And as people were telling me, again, naively, I was like, that won't be me. Like, I know better than you. And the realization would really hit home when I was like, oh, what now? What have I got to look forward to? What's the challenge? And that's where I guess the intent of my life sort of it crystallized for me there, that I was like, well, why did you do that? And like we talked about before, I realized that it's not just about one group. I'd cut myself short by supporting that one group. It could have been so much bigger. I'm super proud of supporting clearance divers, and I will never, ever stop doing that. But I was like, oh, there's more to this. So that's what brought me out of that stoop and sort of got me to the place I am now, because it was real. So for anyone out there that goes and does these things, have a plan for after, because I don't think you really do that. You have a plan for what you're trying to execute, and afterwards you just think, oh, sweet, I'll go and have a couple of beers, high fives with the mates, and then we'll just move on with life. So learn from my experience and from the advice that I gained and didn't listen to. Have a plan for after, if that's a cheeky holiday, and then whatever from there on in. But it needs to be an enduring plan for like 3 to 6 months at least, I think.
Yeah. I used to go through the same thing. I used to do a lot of ultra marathons and Muay Thai fighting and stuff. And I would always, you put so much time into the training and the preparation and the diet and, all of the steps that go into it. So it consumes you, right? Mm-hmm. And then you get to the big day, whether it's a race or a fight, you do it. And then the next day or 2 or 3 days you recover. And then you're like, fuck, what now?
Yeah.
So then you start fucking looking online for, talking to your coach, lining up another fight.
What's next?
Yeah.
And my problem was, like, because it was such a niche way of doing it, like to fin the English Channel, I'm never going to do that again. I'm never going to probably fin anywhere again. So it's not like a runner or a fighter or something who jumps back in for the next fight or the next run.
When's the next event?
That's
sign
right.
up.
Yeah, exactly. So now I was left with, well, good, pack that up, put it on the shelf, let it accumulate some dust on it. And what next? And I was like, well, I hate running. Because I thought that. I was like, oh, I'll go and do a marathon or an ultra or something. It's like, well, I don't really like running at all, which is probably the reason why I should do it. Mm-hmm. And then looking up and out, and I was like, well, let's start talking about it. Let's start talking about the reasons why. And that became my new sort of challenge, making real change rather than, like, a physical achievement for me is good. And it hopefully is somewhat inspiring for people. But let's talk about the real problems and the real issues and the real why to doing this thing. Because who really cares if I can fin across a body of water? Like, what does that mean? It means fuck all.
Yeah, and it kind of leaves people that can't do those physical challenges to a disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
If the only way you can raise money and awareness for things is by putting your body on the line, and your injuries don't allow that. What now?
Yeah, and I mean, interesting segue. I just spent 4 days in Canberra with Invictus doing the selection camp for the Invictus Games.
Oh, nice.
And that is a great point that people who are physically limited really can achieve amazing things. I was blown away, and I actually didn't feel worthy being around some of these people. Like, I've got my own stories and they are what they are, but then listening to some of these other stories, I'm like, these are fucking amazing people.
Yeah.
Like, not a backward step in any of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy when you look at all the challenges and stuff that people like us have gone through, and then you look at people that have lost limbs and lost other things, and you're like, man, I'm a sook.
Yeah, that's right. But then, like, having the conversations, they would say the same to me. I'm like, yeah, sweet, I got no legs. Like, you've got your own demons and whatever else. Like, it's the same. It's not the same, but, you know, like a couple of legs that have been lopped off compared to a mental health struggle or whatever, it's really hard to reconcile between those people. Until you sit down and speak to them, they're like, no, I'm good. Some of them are like, oh, it's one of the coolest things that's happened to me. Like, it's allowed me to do this and this and this. And you're like, fuck. Like, my mind was blown.
Yeah.
Just inspiring.
If you've ever had to lodge a DVA claim, you know how it can feel like a full-time job. Between the endless paperwork, the complex fine print, and trying to navigate the bureaucracy, the system can completely wear you down. That is exactly why we've partnered with Kai Baldwin and the team at BAC, Baldwin Advocacy and Claims. Kai and his team are professional advocates. Their entire job is to step into your shoes, take over the communication with DVA, and ensure you actually get the support and outcomes you're entitled to. You don't have to stress over the jargon or spend months fighting the system on your own. BAC handles the heavy lifting from start to finish. What I respect most about Kai is his straightforward approach. BAC operates on a completely fixed fee. There's no hidden percentages, no guessing games, and they have strict ethical standards built into how they operate. I want you to know I don't take this recommendation lightly. I truly believe Kai has your back. You don't have to navigate the DVA system alone. Let the professionals handle it. Head over to baldwinclaims.com.au and see how Kai and the BAC team can help. Back to the show. That actually brings me back to a point that we were talking about before when you talk about the uniform and losing it and your medical discharge and stuff, and my own sort of journey through the military, disjointed as it was. It's the if you didn't do that, if you didn't put that uniform on and you didn't have your medical separation, you wouldn't be in the position you are today to do the things you're doing. Yeah, I wouldn't be in this fucking studio sitting here having these conversations with people if I didn't go through the steps and not achieve the things I wanted to achieve and have the losses that I had. I wouldn't be where I am today. So it's all
100%.
Yeah.
Dan, one of the boys that was on the camp, like some of the wisdom that came out of these people, just sort of, you sit there and reflect on it. And he said, at some point, your worst day in your life is going to be your best day because it changes your trajectory.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to make that your best day by the choices that you choose going forward. I was like, it's a really interesting point. And I try and live my life like that. But it was really interesting to hear it articulated in such a good way. And I have probably paraphrased that terribly.
I've got a little paraphrase over there.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
For every dark night, there's a brighter day.
Yeah, and it's true. It's how you choose to live. And that's exactly my way. Like, I've lived in the darkness for quite a while. Suicide was a real option for me. But it's not. It's not now. Like, I wake up every day and I'm fucking excited to be here, and I'm excited to show others that they can be excited to be here. Like, at least once a week, and more often than not, multiple times a week, I'll sit with people where that's their only option. And they're tough conversations, but I'm happy to have them because once they walk away, I'm not saying that I'm inspiring them. All I'm saying is I'm giving them an option of saying, cool, you're in a really bad place, but that's fine. Like, other people have been there too. I use my story as an example. And now I'm able to sit here with you and talk these things through and give you another option. And I find that really valuable, I guess. Valuable for them, valuable for me to feel like I'm being of service, I guess.
How do those conversations come about? Are you still working for ESO or something?
No, I don't work.
Just the go-to guy.
Yeah, I in some way have been a little bit of that in sort of friend groups and social circles and whatever, because I'm happy to be honest about it. Like, ask me a question, I'll tell you. Like, I can talk from my experience because I've been there. And that doesn't happen very often, right? Like, the word suicide or mental health or depression, like, there's stigmas around that shit. And they're like, I'd really be interested on your opinion, because you sort of roll around in these circles. We talk about reducing them and those sort of things, but it's better, but there's still a shitload of work to go there. You walk into work and say, I'm depressed or whatever, people look at you like you've got some weird disease or whatever.
Yeah, it's becoming more accepted and dealt with, I guess. But there's still, nobody wants to admit it. And you talk to anybody that is open and honest with it like we are, how many years did it take us to get there?
100%.
How long did we hide it
Yeah.
before we finally acknowledged it?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, like, I have friends and colleagues and all sorts that are in and out of clinics and mental health wards and those sort of things. And sometimes I don't find out till months after. I'm like, man, it's okay. You don't have to hide this shit. It's like, I'm a safe place. That psychological safety, which I don't fucking like buzzwords, but it's an appropriate one within workplaces, community, friend groups, like that psychological safety to go, oi, I'm no good. I'm not okay. I'm struggling. I'm suicidal. I'm sad. I'm whatever it is. Like,
It's even coming to terms with it yourself though, right?
yeah.
You don't want to accept it. You don't want to believe that it's real.
Yeah, that's right. I said something the other day. I was like, it's not Fight Club. Like, there's no first rule of don't talk about it. The first rule is talk about it. Like, because all these little sayings, my old man used to say them to me, and I was like, yeah, whatever, mate. But like, a problem shared is a problem halved. Like, oh, it's kind of true, particularly with who you're talking to about it. Like, share that shit, talk it through, and you're like, oh, it's actually not as bad as I was building it up. Again, we talked about it earlier. Your mind builds these problems up to they're sort of insurmountable, and you can never overcome them until you say it to someone. They're like, have you thought about this? I'm like, shit. No, because I was spinning my wheels.
Absolutely. You build it up so much, fills you with so much anxiety and sort of that deep, heavy chest feeling. You think it's the worst thing ever, and you let it out and you're like, that's not that bad.
That's right. Once you verbalise those things, like, all those days or weeks left in bed with the curtains closed and stuff, and you can't get out. And all you need is to just get it out. I mean, it's not the be all and end all, and it's not going to fix everything. And there's a whole lot of modalities out there that will open up, and I've done most of them: medication, EMDR, TMS, bloody all sorts of stuff. Something will help, and something will make it better. So start that little journey, I guess.
Did some TMS, did you?
I did, yeah.
Bit of fucking brain shock therapy.
Bit of brain zapping, yeah. And people often reach out and they're like, did it work? My answer is I don't know, because I did that, like I said, medication, EMDR, something within there worked. So I think my advice, and I'm no specialist, so work with your healthcare specialist, but continue working till you find the thing for you.
Yeah.
And that might be, like, I was lucky, I started on sertraline, but that might be whatever other medications are out there. That might be the right one for you. Whatever that is, keep the search up. Don't be sort of trodden down by if it didn't work the first time. There's no magic pill.
Yeah, this didn't work, so nothing's going to.
That's right. And it could be lifestyle. Like, I used to drink a lot to remember, to forget, to feel, all that shit. I don't do that now. Like, that's a lifestyle choice for me because it led to a bad thing. So there's responsibility on yourself as well to go, all right, I need to make some changes around this too. Like, responsibility is a big thing.
Yeah, for sure. The drinking thing. I just put up a little hospital post last week.
Yeah.
With all my little reflections on life. Being in a hospital. It's like, do it. Like, you know, we've had beers together. Like, there's nothing wrong with catching up with a mate and singing a few beers and having a good laugh. Just don't make it your every day.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you'll fucking hate yourself.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not a coping mechanism, and it shouldn't be. And I say that not through judgment. I say that through experience.
Because you feel worse the next day. The only way to feel better again is to drink more.
100%. Yeah. And Like I see all the little ideas of I'll go and have beers with Harley tonight and then I'll go out with someone tomorrow night because then they won't know what I'm doing and they won't see the patterns. And I see you guys out there because I've done it.
I can't drink alone at home, so I'll organise catch-ups every night.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because if I drink at home alone, then there's a problem. But if I do it socially, then there's no problem. Like the justification games in your own head, they're real.
Yeah, 100%. So what was the next? What was the next thing after your 12 months of being a bit lost? How did you find the next thing?
So through the training and more so through the registration swim. So I had to do 6 hours in water below 13 degrees. So
That's
I had
fucking cold, dude.
Yeah, mate, it was fresh. So I did it down at Port Phillip Bay in Melbourne, which obviously spent a fair bit of time down there joining the Navy and stuff. So I was pretty comfortable with that, although fucking sharks. Big seal colonies, great fishing, great sharks too. So I did it, tick the box, really fucked with my head. But
do you have that like sort of full body like fear when you're in the water?
Yeah, like because I'd spent so long dealing with it while I was in the Navy, I'm very good at, like, no one would know what's going on in my head, and I'm very good at still being able to execute what I'm doing. But yeah, it really, really weighs on me. It doesn't, like, I can get into a pool and I think about sharks. Like,
me too. 100%. People think I'm fucking weird.
No, mate.
I told someone, I think it's because I watched Jaws like at 6 years old or something.
That's what fucked me up as well.
Yeah, I think our entire generation, we all watched Jaws way too young.
Yeah.
But honestly, dude, if I get into a pool, like a resort or something, and I can't see the other end, fucking sharks coming to my head. I'm like, what is wrong with me?
Isn't like that makes two of us, so there must be others like us.
Yeah.
Like we can't be alone in this.
I think about 3 years ago, I finally met someone that was the same. I'm like, get fucked. I thought it was just me. I thought I was some fucking weirdo that just thinks there's sharks in pools.
And like, you're a pretty bright dude, right? Like, you know that there's no shark in that pool. So why is that in your head, mate? It does my head into no end.
Oh, no, it's infuriating because I love being in the water.
Yeah, yeah. And like growing up as a kid, surfing in Adelaide, again, super sharky, real big ones. Like if I knew I was the only dude out the back waiting for a wave, or I was two and I saw someone paddling for a wave, I'd 100% go and drop in on them and snake them, so I wasn't the only dude out there. They'd be blowing up at me. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm not. Man. I'm not staying out there by myself.
Don't leave me.
And I'm still like that. Like, I don't think that will ever leave me for whatever reason. I'd love it to, and I'd love bloody brain shocking to shock that out of me, but just I don't think it's going to.
No, me either. Yeah, even like I go into fucking dams and stuff where you can't see the murkiness and it freaks the fuck out.
Yeah, mate.
I'll get in and I'm like, oh, it's so refreshing. Oh, that's enough.
Yeah. I did heaps of sessions in Enoggera Dam again because it's cold, fresh water.
That's exactly what I was thinking about.
Yeah. And the same thing. And then there'd be like this 72-year-old woman swimming next to me. I'm like, hey, it's like morning, it's lovely. I'm like, no, it's not. Yeah. So as I was doing that. And having the conversations around raising money and raising awareness and all those sort of things, I had a guy, Ian Exley, reach out to me. He was the PR comms dude at St. Vincent's Hospital, and I just had a ablation on my lower back because I had lower back problems from when I was blown up in 2012. He said, mate, this is an interesting story. Like, can we have a chat and can I write an article about it? So he did an article for the hospital for them, obviously pumping up their pain relief and that sort of stuff. And we got talking a bit more and he said, why don't we document this? It's like, well, okay. And that sort of planted a bit of a seed as to why is it worth documenting it? Is that just something for me to have in the DVD collection one day to show the grandkids or whatever? And as the conversation sort of grew, we're like, well, maybe there's something about inspiring others and like overcoming challenges and PTSD and all that sort of good stuff that I sort of try and talk about as much as I can. So that story grew and grew and grew to the point now where we filmed it all. We've done interviews. We've got pretty much all of it in the can to hopefully build a doco out of it.
Yeah. So, yeah, that timeline. So you did the English Channel last year. Yeah, right. So this is all that whole 12-month sort of working yourself out. It's just sort of happened recently.
Very recently, mate.
Yeah.
And literally ongoing as we speak.
Yeah.
These little epiphanies and stuff of who I am and where I'm going and what I truly want to do with my life are literally day to day at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is super exciting because I'm really learning more about me and more like I'm comfortable. I never would have been comfortable saying more about how much I care about others. I wouldn't have been comfortable saying that because I don't know. I just see there's vulnerability involved.
Gross.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. It's like I've been a kid or a young man. You're like, love? Ooh, I'm not telling anyone I love them. Yeah, so those vulnerabilities, like, it's cool. Like it's testing and challenging, and I enjoy that shit.
Yeah. I see yourself putting yourself out there every day in the little car chats.
Yeah, that's right. And I hope my intent is it makes it okay for others to talk about it too. To delve down into themselves. Like it might not be that they're struggling or anything. It might just be they delve into themselves and start realizing who they really are.
Do you get many people reaching out through that?
I do. Yeah. For good and really bad reasons. I've copped a fair bit of, we'll call it hate mail or whatever it looks like, which I find entertaining. Not entertaining. Entertaining in the fact of why would you bother? But haters going to hate. They're always going to be there.
Really? Even for opening yourself up?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I get people like just the other day, they're like, you don't really care. I'm like, I don't know you, dude. Like, I'm happy to have a conversation with you about why I do care. No dramas. But what do you get from sending that to me? It has no real impact on me. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, how am I presenting? Maybe I present that I don't really care. Maybe that's so.
They're probably just hurting.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. But I think you have to analyze everything and go, oh, maybe I present in a way that I'm not truly authentically caring. And if that's true, then have a look at myself and go, well, can I change anything? Do I need to change anything? Like, am I lacking in self-awareness there? I think those things are important to look at.
Yeah.
Rather than just go, well, it's just some dickhead. It could very well be that. Probably is.
More likely than that.
Yeah, that's right. But I think looking deep inside yourself is worthwhile, and criticism, while hard to hear, have a look at it, consider it, move past it.
Yeah, for sure. That's an important part of life, right? I used to be so anti-criticism. If anybody said anything wrong, especially in the military, right, you get constructive criticism, feedback and AARs and stuff.
Yeah.
And it used to just crush me, like thinking that I wasn't good enough or I wasn't doing my job well. Yeah. But I think the military really fucking helps in that because AARs are constructive.
For sure.
What did we do wrong? What could we do better, person to person, which really helped me overcome a lot of that criticisms because, fuck, I couldn't take it.
Yeah, and they're quite direct, right, in an AAR. Like, this worked, this didn't, do this next time, which is good for a military organisation, right? Because that's the way it needs to be. It needs to be direct because if you're not direct and people don't understand and learn from it, then lives are literally what's going to be lost.
Yeah, can't be any fluffing around.
That's right. Whereas I look at, for me, in relationships and with people, and I talk to my son and this is how I approach my partner and friends and everyone, I'm like, all right, we can argue about this. This is a differing of opinions or whatever. My previous approach would have been to be very direct because that's what I've learned. Now I always look at myself and I'm like, go into this with care. Care for that other person about how you're going to present to them because they think their truth is right. Well, I think my truth is right. We can go in and yell at each other and what do we get from that? And go, hey, like, is this just a differing of opinions? Like your truth is right, my truth is right, let's move on. Or the table's black. That's it. That's the truth. How do you approach that with care? That's always my outcome now.
Are you stupid?
Exactly. Like that would have been me once upon a time. Like it's fucking black. Yeah. That's it. So yeah, approaching each interaction and situation with care is my sort of way forward now.
Yeah. So this whole hospital thing, is that where the documentary stemmed from?
That's where the conversation stemmed from.
So who's behind the documentary? Effectively,
me and Ian. We're like a two-man band trying to figure it out ourselves. He has obviously quite a big PR and journalism background, worked in a number of different organisations, ABC, etc.
Is this the guy that wrote the original article?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. And he sort of has set the theme. We've brought in cinematographers and those sort of things to capture all the key moments, obviously a swim, the qualifying swim, interviewing, that sort of stuff. But we're really running it off the smell of an oily rag at the moment. Like I was really good in the military. I'm doing whatever I'm doing now, getting through life and trying to make other people's lives a bit better. But I don't know anything about doing a doco. I don't know the faintest. I see the end goal and I see the storyline and the inspiring sort of hero's journey to it all that I think people will get something from. But you talk about post-production or cinematography or color matching or sound balancing, and I'm like, fuck, this is a different language. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I'm sure you've learned from the ground up with this. Like, it's all the same sort of stuff. So now we're really searching for specialists and experts in those realms because at the moment I've been quoted 350 grand. Like, my pockets don't go anywhere near that deep. So that's the thing at the moment, is finding appropriate experts to help, trying to find investors, donations, all that sort of stuff is literally the journey I'm on now, which again, I find really, really hard because it means outreach again. It means asking people for money, it means asking for support. And I'm not great at it.
I feel that.
And now it seems the swim was easier for me because I could say it's going to other people. This one appears like donations are coming to me. And again, I've set it up so I never have access or never touch any donation that comes in. So, but it seems very self-fulfilling, and that's not my intent at all. So I really grapple with that. Why should we give you money to make a doco about yourself? Which even just saying that sounds self-fulfilling, right?
Yeah.
But the story's not about me.
What is the storyline?
The story's about everyone. It's told about me, but the story's about everyone. Everyone goes through these challenging times.
Is it a full life doco?
No. Well, there will be touches of that because it has to sort of give the idea of the story, right? But largely...
Character arc.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. But it will be a brief bit about my childhood and growing up, moving in mainly through my military experiences and then how they impacted me and what that resulted in. And then the decisions I made through that, suicide, all those sort of things, and how I brought myself out of that and then went on to achieve something bigger than myself as such. And
is it end on the English channel?
Not sure exactly how it ends yet. I mean, there's still potentially a little bit of filming to be done, a few little things that could make it in. So the end is not quite written yet. I mean, whilst we're sort of teetering on post-production, there could be a lot of other bits included. It just depends really on whether we can raise the funds, because filming is expensive. And for anyone out there that's made a film, you'll know, like, they'll throw an extra, it's like a wedding. They're like, oh, I want to book an event. I'm like, oh, it's 10 grand. Like, it's a wedding. They're like 50.
Making a movie.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Double it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where we're at the moment. I will start some pretty significant outreach out there. I guess I'll take the opportunity and be a bit cheeky now, but if anyone's got any advice, guidance, contacts, anything that you think will help, like, hit me up, because I genuinely think this can make a difference to a lot of people's lives.
Yeah. So what do you need? Is it just you've got a lot of video content, you need to make the post-production?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, that's where we're at. Like, I'd say 85% of the filming's in the can. Like, the swim's done, it's ticked. There's a lot of face-to-camera interviews and stuff. There'll be a bit more with a few other people who also have some pretty inspiring stories, so we'll bring them in. But it's like, that post-production stuff is absolutely wild. And particularly if you want to make it to a good level. Because why waste your time? And I could clip something together on bloody CapCut or something and it'd get 6 likes and no one would ever get any benefit from it.
Yeah.
What's the point in doing something if no one's ever going to see it and no one's ever going to benefit from it?
Have you thought about reaching out to Amazon or anything like
that? I look at you with a blank look, like,
how?
Yeah, how? Who? Like,
who's the first person I call?
That's the thing. Like, I'm just not that dude. Like, I'm the dude that'll go and do it. I'm the dude that'll talk about it and be vulnerable. I'm not the dude that would go and say, hey, can I have your hard-earned money to go into this project that I'm doing? It's not me. Never has been.
I think, like, a big production company like that would if you could get in front of the right people and pitch it, would be keen. Well, I was watching Amazon the other day. I used to work on a not a fishing charter, a dive charter on a liveaboard, and he turned it into a fishing boat because the dive regulations in Queensland just became too extreme.
Yeah.
And I fucking saw a documentary of the fishing charter on Amazon the other day.
Yeah, mate.
Fucking Jimmy, what are you doing?
And it's interesting. Like, I'm not in it for money. Like, I've said the same with the swim, the same as I said before. I don't care if I never make $1. I don't want to make $1 from this. I'm well and truly in the red by it. That's not my motivation. So some of these platforms, you look at Netflixes or Stans or Amazons, all of them, they'll give you a very small budget. Like, it could be, here you go, 20 grand there. Go and hit some money to make it. Doesn't get you far. And then they'll either buy it off you at the end. They're like, cool, it's done, it's finished, cost you X amount. We'll give you 50. Yeah, that's right. And then we'll give you 50. Well, that doesn't touch the sides on whoever it was that made it. So it's a really challenging space because everyone wants to make content effectively. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And it's a very busy space with, and this is not my opinion, this is exactly what I've been told, white dudes doing adventurous things and making docos about it. Like, that's the way it is. That's the appetite of these platforms. So that makes it even more challenging.
That checks out, yeah. It is quite a flooded market.
Yeah, like, I was overwhelmed. And one of the hardest things I've had to do was when I got that advice. They're like, can you bring in some minorities? I was like, it's challenging to talk about. And I had to reach out to two of my friends who were both black, say, hey, lads, how do you feel about this? I'm reaching out because of the colour of your skin. I was like, they got it. Like, we're mates and we're tight and they know who I am. And I would never put them in a position that they have to do something because of who they are. But that's how it comes across, right? Like, that was challenging. Literally one of the hardest things I had to do, because that's racism. That's exactly what it is. People are being asked to do things because of the color of their skin. Yes, it's for good reasons and to tell stories which are fucking inspiring, these people. But organisations are making that happen.
Yeah, they got bloody quotas and standards now. Like, they can't release something unless it has a certain amount of minorities and
even gender. Like, it's such a challenging space, and particularly there's largely women focus now that they want those numbers going up. But that's horrible for these young and women in general. It creates such a gap between genders. It's not fair on anyone. I look at things as ones and zeros, black and white. Like, are you good? Are you not good? I don't give a fuck what you look like, what your bits are like. Come on in. Let's go.
100%.
There's no quotas for me. And that was really, really challenging. So it gives you an idea of what it takes to make these things and what hoops you kind of have to jump through, and how that impacts your own ethical approach to life. I had to sit with that decision and say, am I actually going to talk to these guys about that and say that? And I'm glad I did, because I actually think it progressed our friendship rather than detracted from it, because it was a very mature conversation. But it's only due to their level of maturity and the level of our friendship that we have and our mutual respect, it was productive.
Yeah, right. So what about what if you can't get the money?
I don't really run off what ifs. That was the what if you don't finish the channel? What if you don't this? What if you don't that? I will find a way. I don't know what that's going to be, and I think that's going to come. It's already weighing on me quite heavily, so I think it's going to come. It's probably some significant personal sort of stress and anxiety, but it's too important. Like, people are too important. People need to know that life will be okay. Like, it's a bit of a life journey for me now, talking about this stuff here. Like, that's now me. Fucking save lives. I was looking at all these facts earlier today, and like, I tell these stories to show why it's important. About 9 Australians every day die by suicide. Like, I've lost 9 friends in my life. Like, these are people that they present as successful, as happy, and then the next day they're dead through their own choices because they didn't have anyone to open up to say anything to, or they didn't feel like they could. It's fucking horrible. You look at veteran community, like men, 46% more likely to suicide. That's like all the time we see it. And the fact that blows me away is women. 98% more likely to die by suicide, ex-serving women.
That is insane.
Astounding.
90%, 98% compared to what?
Compared to the average Australian who's never served.
Okay. 98% more likely compared to yeah, right.
And I guess we talked about the men and women thing before. You rarely hear about the women.
No.
Which is shocking.
You think it's, what are we, like 80-20 to men to women?
Probably,
in the
give or
military?
take. Yeah, probably maybe a little bit more towards the women now, but yeah.
Yeah, so I guess the numbers are a lot lower in that sort of demographic. But yeah, you very, very rarely hear about females suiciding.
I saw a tribute on LinkedIn the other day and I was like, it barely even raised a little blip on the radar again. I was like, well, why doesn't that get talked about? All of my friends that I've lost are all male. But I've been through experiences with women as well where it's, been almost tragedy. Fucking really, really hard. And then you look at, again, we talk about all the time and everyone does, like what it leaves behind. I've got really close friends that have lost their husbands and partners relatively recently, and I've watched those poor girls and their family just be devastated by it.
Oh, yeah. As much as the individual thinks that they're doing the world and their family a favour, they are causing so much pain.
So much through not being able to talk about it, for it not being normalised to say, "Oi, I'm really struggling." One of the things that I'm sort of pushing at the moment is like the question, "Are you okay?" Amazing. Like really good question and really good conversation starter, really good check-in with people, really good marketing campaign. But there's a whole bit missing before that of creating that space and setting the conditions to ask that question. So it's like, make it safe to say you're not okay. Like that's that little slogan, if you want, that I'm sort of going with at the moment of like, make that person feel safe to say I'm not okay.
Yeah.
Because for years, people would say, "Hey mate, how you traveling?" I'm like, "Top of the world." I'm like, "I was on the cliff yesterday about to jump off." But I'm not telling you that because I don't feel safe.
Yeah. The "Are you okay?" gets a bit of mixed review. I think the problem with it is it becomes a bit of a payoff sort of thing.
It does.
And it's a workplace initiative, right? So it's like you go into work, "Hey, are you okay?" "Yeah, mate, I'm fine."
That's right.
"I'm good."
Yeah. And like I said, I won't say anything negative about it because they're shining a light on something that needs to be shone on. But you nailed it with the workplace. Why aren't workplaces making it safe for that person to say, "I'm not okay"? They're not. I lived through that. I would not speak up at work. There's people in their workplaces in the military right now who are struggling and they will not tell anyone that they're not okay because they know the repercussions. That's right. So that's the question. That's something that I'm pushing really hard right now. Make your life, make your environment safe to say it.
Yeah. I think the military's got a lot of work to do. We were talking about before the things have changed and it's becoming more accepted and stuff. The military's got a lot of work to do because everybody knows if you put your hand up, you're probably going to lose your job.
Yeah, that's right.
So nobody's going to put their hand up until it's, so many years past. Like early intervention would probably do a lot, right?
Yeah.
But they hold on to it for so many years because they don't want to lose their job or lose their friends or their everything, everything to have in their life. So by the time they do get help, they're fucking cooked.
100%. And do you know what? They're worried about losing their job. They're worried about losing their friends. They're worried about losing their family. And they end up losing their life.
Yeah.
They lose all of it in one foul swoop because
they don't want to hurt their friends and family, but they hurt them to the power of 10.
Yeah.
So the military needs, rather than saying it's okay to not be okay, like it's okay to not be okay because we're going to support you.
Yeah.
We're going to get you some psychology. We're going to get you back on the tools. We're going to put you in a meaningful role, even while you're sort of recovering from this, and your job's going to be okay.
Yeah. And again, I try not to like drill down into the negative aspects of military or any sort of workplace, like annual awareness trainings and those mental health courses and stuff.
Even these ones.
Like, I'll come and talk to any unit you want about mental health. I will talk about whatever you want, but I'll make it real. Like sitting there on a computer and saying that's done, that's not done.
No. Next.
Yeah, that's right. Unfortunately, I am starting to have a few units say, hey, can you come and chat to the team? Like, we need to really put some effort into that. That needs to go up to just like the chiefs.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. The problem with that is that's individual units saying, hey, we want our team to have a chat.
Yeah.
It's not army-wide. It's not Navy-wide.
Yeah.
It's not military-wide.
Yeah.
It's literally, 214A squadron.
That's right.
Hey, boys, we're going to get Ash in today to have a chat to you.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I don't say this, like, this is not a self-promotion type thing for me. It's me caring. Like, that's the people that I grew up with. Like, from 19 to 40, I know those people because I was one of them. I still am one of them. I fucking care about them. I don't, like, every time I go, I don't ask for cash. I don't need it. Well, everyone wants money, but I don't need it. I don't want it. Like, I want to go and make a difference to those people.
Yeah.
And then you talk farmers, like suicide rates in farmers, mental health issues and struggles in farmers, emergency responders, police, fireys, ambos, volunteers, SES, CFS, all those people. All of these people that I spoke about, farmers included, are of service to their country. And they're the biggest at-risk groups. Take away minorities because they're probably the biggest at-risk groups, but we're talking about being of service to others. Look at all these people and what does it result in? Some really dark times. I want to change that.
What's the farmers? Because of the hard work,
drought, flood, bloody
stress,
mice, locusts, stress, everything. All these people that just don't have a better way out because they don't have the right words, they don't have the right environment. It's not safe enough for them to talk about it.
Yeah, a lot of people feel trapped or stuck in whatever environment they're in because dad did it, granddad did it.
That's right.
It's my life.
And as well as me and as well as every other male out there, we can only talk because we are male. I don't like to talk for females because I've never been one. But that attitude to, just get on with it and keep getting on with it until you can't.
Yep, until you're drowning yourself in a bottle and
and then
not seeing any other way out.
That's right, and then it progresses.
Yeah, actually, it was sorry.
No, you're right.
Just thinking about the farmer. I met one over in Thailand. That had a chat and didn't end up coming on the podcast because he had fucking business. What is it? He bought a new house and had to do all this sort of deals.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was a farmer in Australia, and him and his cattle dog were sort of at the end of the rope and saw no way out. Literally tied a noose up for himself and his dog. So he had 2 nooses ready to go. And got a call from a guy over in Thailand and invited him over. And literally, like he was sitting on the porch, he said that day was the day he planned to end it. And the guy convinced him to come for a trip, and now he's over there, fucking got a Thai missus and bought a house and loving his life.
So good. As you're telling that story, you remind me there's a really quite famous Australian poem about that, and I can't remember the poet for the life of me, and I really should. But it effectively tells the same story of a guy that took himself down, a farmer, down behind the tree out the back, ready to shoot himself, and he heard his son's voice. This one will get me, actually. And that's what saved his life. And then the next day they got the rains and the drought was sort of broken and life became good. And each time I hear that, I like my son was my saving grace. So might be worth chucking that poem in somewhere because it's worth a listen.
Right. Let me know what it is before you go.
Yeah.
Rod Henderson was the same. He was down the back shed ready to end it, and his son came down to give him some water or something just out of the blue. and just disturbed him.
Yeah. Like those, I guess those holes in the cheese line up sometimes for the positive, right? Where you have a win and something stops that action. You're like, oh, okay. Shocks you out of it or whatever it is. And then you look at it and life goes on. And that was me. Like I was lucky enough that the place that I chose was somewhere that I'd spent a lot of time with my son, and at the bottom of those cliffs, there's these beautiful rock pools and stuff, and happened to look over the edge and go, oh, this is not the time and the place, and he needs his dad. And it sort of gave my life, unbeknownst at the time, like a purpose.
Yeah. I think that feeling of no way out and absolute sort of sorrow is hard to shake. And the reason we have these conversations is, just to say and to show that there is light on the other side and things can get better. But when you're in that hole, you don't believe it, right? But, I guess one of the things for me that I feel people get stuck and don't think there's any way out. But what's better, to make a massive change, to move to a new place, to quit your job, to cut everything away and start again, or to end it?
Yeah.
And ending it might seem like the easy option, but it's, if you end it and start something new, that new thing could be the most beautiful thing you've ever experienced.
That's right. And more often than not, it probably is. You have to jump to something. Like it's probably that thing that you've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
But it just seems so far away. You don't have the courage. It's so hard. It's a risk. It's this. But if you get there, like you said, the light will come back up. The sun will come back up. That's something that I say regularly. And again, these things sound so cheesy, but it feels so authentic to me to say the sun will rise again. And it did for me. The sun shines every day now for me because I'm happy and I'm doing what I want to do, and I'm authentically being myself.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And just finding the little things, finding happiness and peace in the little things. I went for a motorbike ride with my daughter on Sunday up to the mountains. And just sun on our face, wind in our hair, having a coffee up the top of the mountain. Like, it's beautiful.
Yeah, like the simple things, right? Like going, like me this morning, going out and playing basketball with my son and him giving me the shits. And I was like, mate, this is not fun. Are you having fun? He's like, no, not really. I'm like, well, why are we here? He's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, let's have fun. He's like, okay. And straight away like that, he was happy, he had a smile. I was like, I'm happy, I had a smile. Like, change that shit up. Don't get wrapped up in the little stuff. Like, just because he's not bouncing the ball in the way I want or whatever was going on, like, check yourself.
Check yourself. Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
For sure. Check yourself if you're feeling that sort of that anger or...
Yeah, the spike.
Yeah. You're raising your voice and you're like, what am I fucking doing?
Yeah.
Why?
And I think, like, we're lucky because we're starting to get greys, right? Like the grey man. And I don't call them grey, I call them wisdom hairs. Like, you have to live through some of that stuff to get better at catching yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I used to blow up and I'd walk away and I'm like, yeah, that was the right thing to do.
Yeah. They fucking deserve that.
Yeah.
How else have they got to know?
Yeah, exactly. And now, like you said, I'm mid-yell and I'm like, tone it down, mate. Like, who's winning this? You look like a dickhead. They probably don't need to be yelled at. Check yourself, check your ego. All right, move on.
Yeah, for sure. So have you got any other, anything else in the pipeline, or is this sort of one track at the moment?
This is my one. Look, my track is helping people. I'm doing that. The vessel at the moment is the doco. I'm trying to get out and do a bit more talking and interacting with groups and sort of telling the story and just giving them alternative ways to look at life and look at their situations. That's me.
You're putting yourself out there to military units and stuff, is it?
I have been, yeah. Again, I'm not great at it. I don't really know. Like, this is a great vessel for me to say, hey, if you want me to come and chat, I'll come and chat. But outreach is not my strong point. Like, I feel a bit like a dickhead because why is my story any more important than others? That's the way I kind of approach it. There's a little bit of imposter syndrome and that sort of stuff wrapped around in it.
Yeah, 100%.
Which, again, like, I'm open to talk about that, say that, because I think that's real.
Oh, it is. Absolutely. Like, who doesn't have it?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
How much accolades and and things you need to achieve in your life before you have the right to talk.
Yeah, that's right. And I have that conversation and I hear that and I'm like, I can go and do it. And I walk out of here and I'll put an email together and I'll be like, I don't think that person really wants to hear from you, champ. So I've given myself a hard rule, like, righto, let's start the reach out. Let's start pushing this. Let's start, because I talk about making change, right? But sitting in my room at home doing nothing is doing nothing. So it's time for me to go, right, let's go. Let's put yourself out there. Let's take those risks that I practice. Like, I preach that. So let's practice it properly.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, practicing what you preach is
it's tough, isn't it? Because I can say I'll go swim the channel. I'm happy with that. Like, I understand that. I get it. It's what I know. Really taking those big risks it's time to do that. Yeah.
That's what we were saying earlier, right? Is putting your body on the line physically is easy.
Yeah.
All I got to do is train and smash myself.
Yeah.
Fucking let's go. But yeah, stepping away from the physical side into the more whatever it is, promoting yourself or having conversations.
Self-promotion. Fuck
yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Mate, I've got to try and put myself out there to get sponsors and stuff, and asking people to part with their money to support something that is something that I love doing feels criminal.
Yeah, I completely agree. I can relate hugely.
But like you said, I know for a fact that it helps.
Yeah.
I can see the impact it's having across Australia.
Yeah, and when you get the feedback, like I'm sure you do, and I've told you, like, you're making a difference, genuinely making a difference. And I get the feedback too of like, hey, I needed that today. Like, that's the best feeling you can get. Like, I really needed to see that. Thank you for saying something that people won't talk about. Like, I'll talk about it. I'll say whatever it is, however it needs to be said, I'm happy because it needs to be talked about and it needs to be normalised.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Oh, that feedback means so much. Every now and then I'll just get like a random DM. It's like, fucking thanks so much for what you're doing. You're making a difference. I'm like, oh.
You big softy.
I am. I'm like, fuck, I needed that today. I can sit here editing for 7 hours.
That's right. And you wonder whether it's all worth it. You're like, am I wasting my time here? Is it really making a difference? And you're like, bing. Oh, fuck. That's so good.
Yeah.
Someone's had a good day or someone's still here because of something I said or did. That's what it's about.
Yeah. 100%. Cool, man.
That's, I think that's enough.
We can, I'll talk off air about that. We'll organise a bit of an event in the next, I think, September.
Yeah, get some awareness out. I think, look, again, a cheeky plug. If anyone wants to jump in and donate or see what it's all about, maybe we'll chuck the link in somewhere. I don't know how that shit works, but
I'll do that. I'll put it in the description. We have, not directly, but we'll talk after this. But I think early September would be good. I'm going to host a bit of an event and put your doco down as the benefactor for it. So
thank you, mate.
This will come out next week, so we'll there'll be plenty of time to get the details for that, which will be probably first couple of weeks of September, and we'll get that cracking.
Awesome.
Come and have a drink and we'll make a day of it.
I like it. Awesome. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
No worries. Thanks for being here.
Oi.
Soldiers are then made to search for signs of IEDs in a live range.
But I look at the entire thing as a bit of a puzzle or a bit of a competition against whoever the bomb maker is, that they've put something somewhere to either kill, maim yourself or your mates. It's very disorientating to be blown up. I felt like I had died. Yeah, survivor guilt. Why does the best get taken? And how do I walk away from that?
Survivor guilt is a type of moral injury, and it is part of the complex web of symptoms that a person will experience when they go through PTSD.
Life's fucking hard. I'm lonely, but I'm surrounded by people that love me.
Big man.
I had a lot of head noise and had a lot of dark times for a number of years. A lot of it I hid. And at some point on a Tuesday morning, I found myself on the edge of a cliff on North Head in Manly. I'd reached my limit.
It was hard to support him when you didn't know. And on the outside, you would have thought he was okay.
That was the time when I realised that I had to do something about it.
Ashley Semmens is a man on a mission. The former Navy diver is about to become the first person to swim the English Channel on his back.
My mission started out as a way to raise money for veteran charities, but very quickly it evolved into something different, a way to inspire and give hope.
Spending 12 or 15 hours swimming across the English Channel with my thoughts and fears and overcoming them, that's a really good way of really getting to understand who I am deep down.
He ain't too comfortable at the moment, is he?
I'm fucking hurting.
It will strip you back physically, emotionally, and psychologically back to your core being of who you are without any of your safety nets in place. There's no pretending in those spaces.
I know how headstrong he is. I know how determined he is.
I've almost prepared my whole life for this moment.
Hey, Ma, I don't think that I'll be coming home for long. Got some internal horse to fight alone. Hey, Dad, sounds of planes and bullets won't leave me alone. So I try to close my eyes and drown the noise. Hey, God, been a minute since the last time that we spoke. And I ain't the best to keep in touch for long. Please tell Mom and Dad I'm gonna miss them when I'm gone. Make sure they know they've never been at fault. So please, Ma, don't you cry. You know that I was born to die. I know you'll keep me in your prayers and hope I make it home alive. Oh, hey, Dad, remember that young boy you once taught how to fight? He's scared of death and still regrets his weakness, makes you pay the price. Oh, brothers, I'm so sorry, I'm the one that made it home. I should be 6 feet under on my own. Hey, Dad's spending millions gearing me up for some war, but not a penny helping me come home. Lord knows there's no going back to normal anymore. Been 3 long tours, so fighting's all I know. So sad these politicians don't know greed comes at a cost. Then wonder why the hell I feel so lost. So please, Mom, don't you cry. You know that I was born to die. I know you'll keep me in your prayers and hope I make it home alive. Oh, hey, Dad, remember that young boy you once taught how to fight? He's scared of death and still regrets his weakness, makes you pay the price.